Hey everyone, if you're seeing this part, you're probably watching the replay. Just started a live here on Instagram. I'm going to be going live with Marcella from Beyond the Bruise. Super excited to connect with her. I see she just joined, so let's figure this out. How do we do this? Welcome everyone. I don't remember how to do this anymore. Ah, there we go. So she should be coming up soon.
Think.
Hey,
I think I
you
made it. Yay!
did! Yay!
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just took a shower. I'm nice and fresh for you.
Oh, amazing. So great to finally meet you.
I know. I feel like we've been in this space together and it's like, just like likes here, comments there, not really talking. So this is perfect. I love it.
Exactly. Just let's do a live. Let's do it. Amazing.
Let's finally do it. It's like I love this space because it brings together people that are so like-minded, and I love your style where you're just
Aw.
like no BS, you're funny, you're so relatable, and I'm like, man, I wish I was more like Adriana. Like I wish I was like funny like that.
Aw, shucks. So thanks. It's all the trauma.
That is so true. Like some of my favorite comedians, because I love stand-up comedy, they all have like
They have
the
trauma.
funniest trauma. So it's like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. That's why you're so funny.
Yeah, totally. Amazing. Well, I guess tell everyone a little bit about yourself and then we'll wing it.
Love this. Okay, awesome. So I guess I feel like I haven't really talked about like my journey into like social media and sharing my platform,
Yeah,
so maybe that'll be a
please
good
do.
place to start.
Yeah.
Um, but I had like an awful relationship from 19 to 24, and I think it really shaped me as a person. I say relationship, it was a marriage, but
Yeah.
sometimes I like to downplay it because it makes me
Yeah.
feel better about it.
Relationship.
Relationship, exactly. But from 19 to 24, I was very young. We met in college. We had mutual friends. So I thought, okay, like he must be a good guy. People know him, whatever. But it got to a point where I started realizing that, hey, this relationship is not normal. And a lot of what I was going through in the relationship, like the emotional abuse, the physical abuse, it ramped up so slowly and so like coercively that I didn't even realize what was happening until it was like a life or death moment for me. And I was like, oh, this is not normal.
Yeah.
And it's sad that like I feel like a lot of us feel like we have to get to that sort of rock bottom to
Hmm.
leave a relationship like that. And I think
Yeah.
that's what you and I are doing in the space is like, hey guys, like there's these patterns that these people have, like, and you can, if you can pinpoint it early on, you're going to save yourself so much heartbreak and so much confusion later down the line. But I got to a point in that relationship where it was life or death for me. Like he was, threatening to take my life. And
Wow.
I had an aha moment. I
Thank
like,
God.
right? Thank goodness I
You
did.
saved
Like,
your life by getting the fuck out.
and his mask slipped. Like, his mask slipping is what saved my life. Like, had he not let that mask slip in front of my parents, I really feel like I would have been
Wow.
stuck for a lot longer because I feel like nobody was
Yeah.
going to believe me unless they saw it.
Hmm.
Um,
Absolutely. Well, I'm so
right?
glad you saved your life and that happened because holy fuck.
I always say that actually my sister saved my life because um, after that, like, he threatened to like stab me and stuff. Like, I don't know how like graphic we want to get, but like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
where it
say
got
say
to.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Thanks. Trigger
I'm good.
warning.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember just like sitting in my car, like right before I called my mom, because I knew once I called my mom, it was endgame. Like she'd be like, "You're never going back to this guy."
Yeah.
But I had this moment where I was like sitting and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like if this happened to my sister, what would I tell her to do, and why am
Right.
I not taking my own advice?"
Right.
So I always say that she kind of saved my life because I thought about like her. I cared
Wow.
about her more than I cared about myself, which is so
Yeah.
crazy.
That's usually how it goes though, right? And it's like once you realize, wait, like what would I tell my best friend or like sibling or whatever? And why am I not following that? Like what's so wrong with me? And then that's kind of like I feel like that's like when like the self-love starts to peek through a little bit because it was always there.
Totally. That's exactly it. And I'm like, wait, why don't I deserve love? Like
Yeah.
if everybody else does too. And I think there was this like this wound that I have, this like very insecure, like whatever wound that was, I didn't think that I deserved that
Yeah.
as, you know, as much as other people did. So once I finally left that, I actually got into another relationship about like 9 months to a year later.
Mhm.
And it was only after I left that relationship that was like relatively healthy that I felt like, oh my gosh, I kind of feel like I still need to unpack a lot of stuff that happened in that abusive relationship because I went from, you know, like tending to somebody hand and foot to kind of doing the same exact thing and not really giving myself time to heal and like unlearn all of those bad behaviors because I learned a lot of bad behaviors. Like I was not a great communicator. I was not very calm.
Well,
So
of course, right? Like you were having normal human reactions to the abuse, so
I mean, I was in survival mode, like
yeah.
plain and simple. And then after I left that relationship, I was like, okay, like I kind of want to write a book about this.
Nice.
And that's why I started like doing the videos because I was like, okay, this is going to be my personal diary. Like I'm going to use these videos to kind of piece together a book. And I didn't
Mhm.
think that like people were going to be into it, I guess. So that's how I
Amazing.
started my social media journey. And then
Okay.
people were like, oh my gosh, like this has happened to me and this has happened to me. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like very specific stuff that happened to me has
Yep.
happened to other people too. Like
It's wild, eh?
it is, it's devastating, but it's also empowering and kind of
Yeah,
validating at the same time because,
totally.
you know, like you go through something like this and you take it very personally and it's hard
Of
not to.
course. Of course. Well, it's when it literally happens to you, how can you not take it personally, right?
Exactly, exactly. And like what I've learned is like after I left the bad relationship, I was like obsessed with figuring out why they're like this. Like I
Yeah.
was like writing to like Harvard professors and I was like, "Hey, I have this question. Like, can you answer this for me?" And like some of them answered me.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Well, like a lot of them were probably just like, "Fuck off." Like, you're just a little
The
heartbroken
fact you even
girl.
had the idea to email them, that's so brave and so cool.
I was just like, I'm such a nerd. So I was like reading all the
Awesome.
books, all like the journals and the articles about narcissism because we tried going to couples therapy,
Oh
which,
no.
as you
Oh
know,
no.
I want to hear your take on that actually because I feel like when I explain it to people, they get it. They're like, okay, like yeah, after I've been through the therapy with a narcissist or with somebody who's manipulative, I know now that it was a bad idea. But like, how do you feel about going to therapy with somebody like that?
Don't fucking do it. You're gonna waste your time. It is going to be like the most fruitless exercise that you could ever imagine. Waste of time, waste of money. And like usually what happens in like a couples therapy session or even like family therapy, because I tried to take my late narcissistic mother to therapy once and like it was just a waste of total waste, but it makes for content now. But but they will basically like manipulate the therapist or the counselor or the whoever, and like unfortunately, I mean, I don't make the rules, but it seems like narcissism's not covered in the curriculum for therapists. And I feel like most of us who need therapy have dealt with a narcissist, and then they'll encourage couples therapy and it just turns into a whole shitstorm. And if this therapist doesn't understand the dynamics and the patterns, they're not going to recognize they're being love bombed and manipulated. And then you end up, like, as the victim in that relationship, end up believing that, like, you're the issue and you need to try harder to make things work. And it's just a complete shit show.
No, it totally is. And it's like you almost end up getting re traumatized
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
And because it's a therapist with all these letters after their name,
Yep.
all these
You think that
degrees,
they know, you think you're going to the right place and it's going to fix the problem, and then it just makes it worse.
totally. And I've met some really great therapists who are like, okay, like you have to be at a certain stage in your healing to be ready to take on that kind of therapy because like I feel like in the beginning you kind of just need a coach. You need somebody to just like validate what you're going through, tell you that these things are normal, tell you, you know, like the core things you need to do, right? The no contacts, the focusing on yourself, the building a community. And then once you're at the point where you're like just trying to move forward with your life, then I feel like therapy is really the next step where you're trying to like unlearn the child behaviors and the child traumas where I don't know, that might not be right, but I feel like when you're in the thick of it, I don't think like talk therapy is the best thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's, like it can be great for other things, but I mean, the way I see it is like if you're having mental health problems from the abuse, seek
Yes.
therapy for that, of course. If
Yes.
you're looking for strategy moving forward, like how to reorganize your life or whatever, coaching, right? And I've had so many clients that like they've done so much failed therapy. And like, I'm not shitting on therapy at all. There's the great unicorn therapists out there, like it's just the pickings are slim sometimes, or it's like you get who you get depending where you live, whatever. And right? And like I've had so many clients come to me after like years, decades even of therapy, and it's like fuck, like one session
Mm,
and like I figured out so much more than I did in a decade of therapy. Like
I know.
it's maddening, but
It is.
it's at least, like we've been able to create a platform where we can give the proper help to people.
It's amazing and it's like it's so fulfilling and I'm like, wait, is this egocentric? Like am I just like getting like this like weird like validation from this as well? But it's like no, I think it's like we're giving back, right? Because we went
Yeah,
through something very traumatic. We're trying to
exactly.
build something from it. Um and also just like the healing happens in community. So the more that we talk about it, the more that we're able to slay these kind of people. Like I want a world with like obviously it's not possible, but like if we can have a world with as little narcissism as possible, I would be so
The
happy.
world would actually be a beautiful place.
Oh my God, we wouldn't have politicians. We wouldn't have
We wouldn't have any problems, no wars. Like
no wars.
everyone's little ego would be in check. It would be great.
What a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. What are you hearing right now from your clients? Do you feel like there's this like common thread at all? Because I feel like I go through periods where I hear like the same questions over and over again, and I don't know why that might be, or maybe I'm just picking up on it, but I'm curious, like, is there anything that you've been hearing lately?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years, over 6 years. Holy shit.
It's
And
amazing.
right? Like, what happened? Where did the time go? Oh my goodness. But it's like literally the questions I got back then are still the ones I get today. Like, am I the narcissist? Can they change? Do they know what they're doing? Are you sure it's love bombing? Stuff
Yes.
like that. How about you?
I feel like what I've been hearing a lot is I've been hearing a lot about like the kind narcissist
Mm,
lately, like the helpful ones, the generous ones. And I think the reason that those are extra confusing is that it like feeds into that cognitive dissonance where it's like, oh, okay, but they're nice sometimes.
yes.
They're mean to me in private, but like they're really nice to people. They give homeless people money
Yep.
and they volunteer their time and they go to church. And it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, that's literally part of it. That's part of the cycle. And like,
Exactly.
I like to say that like the good times are part of the cycle too, because if they were bad all the time, like he wouldn't be with them. Like it's to trick
Exactly.
you. So I think that's one that I've been hearing a lot. And also like the boredom that comes
Mhm.
after abuse.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if that's like something that you went through. I know you said your mother passed away,
Mhm.
or if that's something that sorry
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that's
yeah.
personal for me to
No, no,
ask.
let's
If
talk
that's
about it.
like
No, I'm an open book. I'm good. Yeah.
okay, thank you. Did you
Yeah.
feel like did you feel like a peace afterwards, or
Oh my God, yeah. I
yeah? Wow.
like literally when I got the call that like she was in hospice for like 7, 8 weeks. Like it took roaches never die. It took her like 8 weeks to die after a massive heart attack, and like she didn't eat or anything. Like I don't know how that happens, but it happened.
Mm.
And once I got the call from the hospice saying she passed away, like just immediately a weight was lifted from my shoulders. Like it was just, and like, of course, I had every other emotion. There was grief, there was, you know, everything. I was gaslighting myself, all the things, but like ultimately, like, thank God this person cannot do
Wow.
anything to me anymore. And, I was just like, I can make more content about her now. So it worked out. But yeah, it's
Wow.
really, yeah.
Wow. And did you feel like while she was alive, you kind of wanted to like still protect her and not talk super openly about it? Like, was there that kind of dynamic?
Sword, like, what do you mean?
Like after she passed, you kind of got this like green light to like be even more open about your
Yeah.
story. And while she was alive, do you feel like you kind of had to still honor her as your mother, or was there, or were you fully like, I don't know what I'm trying to ask. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah. No, I get what you're saying now. So, like, I wasn't trying to like honor her as my mother or anything like that. It was
yeah,
more so, and like, this was a woman in her 70s who didn't know how to work a computer. And
got
I
it.
had a podcast, and like, I started it in 2020, like January 2020. My mom died in July 2020. And so the first episode, I was like sharing my story being raised by a narcissist. And then 4 weeks later, so like if you look at my podcast, episode 4 is like what should be the introduction episode because I took it down out of fear of like this woman who cannot work a computer for the life of her is going to figure out what a podcast is going to find this episode specifically, and then who knows what she's going to do. And in hindsight, it's like, what the fuck would she have done anyways? I'm not naming her. Like she probably wouldn't have known what the hell a podcast was anyways.
Right.
And yeah, it was just, I think I was more afraid of like, and it's not like I really had that many relatives that I was in touch with, but I had a few of them on like Facebook and stuff like that. So it's like, if I'm sharing that I'm a life coach now and I have a podcast, what if one of those relatives listens to my podcast, calls my mom, and then I don't know, I get a message on WhatsApp from like a random cousin in Italy saying, "Why are you doing this?"
Oh my
It was more like a fear of that. But I did somehow still talk about it anyways, even
God.
before she died, and like so many people were resonating.
Wow. I mean, that takes so much strength. It really does, because it's your family.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I was like, yeah, whatever, like fuck you. I could care less about you, but like
Yeah.
there is like a it's harder to go no contact when
Oh yeah.
it's your family. It's harder to put that
Absolutely.
boundary in place, especially with your mom. There's this
Yeah.
almost a, like you owe me your life kind of thing. I gave you
Mhm.
life and like
Exactly. Absolutely. But then I started looking at it like I didn't ask for life.
that's right.
You chose to give me life because you wanted an extension of yourself. So that part, like, I was totally like, whatever. I don't owe you shit for giving me the gift of life. Like, you gave me fucking trauma. Like, I would have been totally fine in the void, not knowing the difference, quite frankly.
I know what you mean.
You
I said
know?
that to my mom once when I was younger, and my mom is like, thankfully, like I have a good relationship with her. But I said it when I was younger, and I was just mad at her. I was like, I didn't ask to be born, and as a Latina mother, she
Oh
was like,
no.
no, 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 absolutely not. Like
Yeah.
you are. She never grounded me. It was always like one of these. It was
Yeah.
it was
What a
loving.
spoon. Yeah.
Back in the day, it was a lot more normalized to
Oh, I know.
give your kid a little love tap,
Yeah.
but.
I'm from back in the day too. I got the wooden spoon sometimes.
And you said you're Italian.
Yeah. So
Okay, my family's
there's the
Italian as
problem.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Loud, entitled,
Yep.
yeah, all those things.
Obnoxious, thinks they're better than everyone.
You
It
get me.
fits. It
You get
fits.
it. You
Yeah.
get the dynamic.
Yeah.
Like,
And
people are
my
mad at
the
us in the
Latina
comments.
connection too. My mom grew up in Argentina, so it's just like literally so parallel. It's wild.
Oh my gosh. No, yeah, it's especially being like the child of an immigrant too. Like that
Yeah,
adds another like
that's another
layer of,
layer.
okay, I
Exactly.
gotta
Oh,
I
they
gotta
came to
do well.
Canada for a better life, or the States, or whatever. And it's like, I didn't ask for this. No one put a gun to your head and said, have kids, but okay.
Exactly. And I think like when I have kids, that's something that I want to keep in mind too, is like I don't want my kids to ever feel like a burden
Yeah,
or like they owe me anything. Obviously, I want them to do well for themselves,
of
but it's like
course.
this is your little life. I'm going to
Yeah,
guide you through it,
exactly.
but it's yours. People are mad at us in the comments because we're not answering their questions.
Oh no.
Sorry guys, we're just gabbing. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah. We'll try to get to them at the end.
We'll get to them. We'll get to
We'll
them.
try.
Yeah, we'll try our best. But yeah, I guess no, I'm really glad that we're connecting.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, I feel like I never wanted to be on social media.
Same,
Yeah,
same.
okay, so this wasn't
Never in a
like your end
million
goal.
years, never ever in a million years did I think I'd have a public profile on Instagram.
Same. And it's like it's life changing, and it's like your own little community. It's really easy to like get in your head and think that like you're the only person that's going through this.
Yeah, yeah.
But just like reading the comments too, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I feel that," or "I've been through that too." Like you guys are never alone. It's so amazing, and I feel like the more you talk about it, the more that you can heal from it, because I think abuse really like thrives in isolation.
Yep.
And now I tell my family everything. I'm like, they
Good.
know what I had for breakfast. They know like what time I went to the bathroom. Like they know like all these little things that I would have never, I mean, like, because I hid so much from them in my relationships in the past because I was trying to protect them or
Exactly.
whatever it was.
That's
But
what they want. That's what the narcissistic significant others want.
exactly. No, you're so right. So I think like now the pendulum has swung. I'll definitely find a happy medium
Yeah.
in the future, but I think yeah, I learning to set boundaries I think was the hardest thing for me after leaving a relationship like that, because I don't like to say no to people.
Of course.
I never did.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same.
okay, like I want to be helpful. I want to be the person that, helps other people. But I'm like, wait, who's helping me? If I'm constantly pouring and pouring and pouring, like who's pouring into me? So
Exactly.
that's why I'm
What
saying,
entitles them to all of your help and you get nothing?
and they didn't have to earn that. I gave it to them willingly. So it's like, it's, I don't, I like struggle with the word victim for some reason.
Mhm.
I don't like to say that I was a victim of
Survivor.
XYZ. Survivor, totally. Because I don't know what it is about that word. It makes me feel like I'm helpless, I guess.
Yeah. To
Which,
me, I think like if you're a victim, you're dead,
I,
right? Like if you
I
didn't
get that.
die,
Yeah.
you're a survivor. If you died, you are a victim.
That is so true. I think you're right. It's like that little difference that's like, okay, no, I'm learning from this and I'm moving forward and I'm trying to like be a better person in my next relationship. Because that's what they want. They would win if just kind of succumb to it, and
Yep.
yeah,
A
yeah,
hundred
we're
percent.
we're
And like the
survivors.
amount of supply they would get if you succumb to it.
Oh
Imagine,
my gosh. Oh my
right?
gosh. So have you dealt with narcissism like romantically as well, or is it
Yes.
been primarily
Yeah.
okay?
No, yeah, totally romantic. And if it wasn't for the final narcissist I dated, I would have never figured out my mother was a narcissist too.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did you find that out like in therapy or like
No. No. So I was in therapy, and what's crazy is like one narcissist that I dated in like 2012 or something, I went to therapy for the first time, and he made this comment to me about how like having a girlfriend is supposed to feel like being on vacation. And like so I told the therapist, and she's like, well, he's right. And then that caused me to stay in that relationship for an extra year. And yeah, yeah. And then like it was so bad. But yeah, so I went on to date yet another narcissist after that one. And I didn't really know what a narcissist was either way at this point. And then the
Mhm.
final one that I dated in like 2013 to early 14,
Yeah.
um, it was like a 3-monther. So, you know, it wasn't a long relationship, but it was the most confusing one because the other relationships were like longer, like couple years, whatever. And it was easier for me to like blame myself for shit going wrong, right?
Yeah.
As we do. And this one was just completely out of left field, like dumped the day after Valentine's Day because he's no longer attracted to me, but I didn't like grow a foot out of my face or something. So I was like really confused. So that's what put me down the Google rabbit hole. And I just started like looking up like what is this behavior? I come across the word narcissist and I'm like, okay, like what does this actually mean? and it fit that relationship and the last one and the one before that and the one before that. And I was like, wow, I've got a little pattern here. That's not good. And then and then eventually, like, this was like a weeks long rabbit hole because I was just like, I need to understand like narcissistic men and this behavior. And then eventually I find this article, which, like, don't ask me what it was because this is 11 years ago, but it was something along the lines of like 10 signs your mother's a narcissist. And then I started looking into that, and it was just like, holy existential crisis, Batman.
Oh my,
And yeah.
wow. And do you feel like for the most part they were similar to one another, or do you think that they were like on different ends of the spectrum, if that makes sense?
At the end of the day, they were all exactly the same. When you really simplify it, my
Yeah.
mother, my multiple ex-boyfriends, the
Mm,
more that I'm proud to admit that I've had, they all did the same shit,
mm,
but the details were different, right? So
right.
like, a boyfriend would do something different than a mother would, but the pattern is the same. The love bomb, devalue, discard was all exactly the same.
Mm,
The emotions that they induce within you, the guilt, shame, and fear, I tell my clients all the time, those are the three musketeers. If you are ever put in one of those emotional states, you are being manipulated, you are being abused, because anyone in those states is easier to control. And those are, like, once I kind of, I don't know, I like to sort of like simplify things in my own
yeah.
mind. And like, then it just made so much sense. Like, okay, no, like these are the exact same person, just in a different body with different details.
Yes, I feel like sometimes if we add too much nuance or too
Yeah.
much like context around it, it can just confuse us. But
Yeah.
you're right. There's like those like 13 behaviors that actually classify a narcissist. So it's like, okay, if you got those, you got those. They might manifest in different environments.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's such a good point. I really like how you said that. And I remember like watching a video where you said if you're confused, you're being abused. And that stuck with me. I actually like say it to people. I quote you, but I tell people that and I'm okay, um yes, yes, this is like it's so true. And not that you can't be confused in healthy relationships, but if it's like a pattern of you
Yeah.
constantly not knowing if they even like you or what side you're going to get of them, like if you're walking on I think the walking on eggshells part is like pretty key.
Yes.
But I think what I've noticed too is I get a lot of questions because I would say like maybe half of my coaching clients are men.
Yeah.
And
Same.
there's like such a stigma around like going through that type of relationship as a
Yes.
man because
Yes.
you're supposed to be strong and you're not supposed to let this kind of stuff affect you.
Mm-hmm.
But have you seen a difference in like I don't mean this to be an interview, I just like am very curious because I really respect
Yeah.
you. um, have you seen a difference in like the way that it manifests in women versus men, or do you still think yeah pretty much those core things?
Yeah, the core things are pretty much the same. I get a lot of male clients too, actually, and it's like, I think because I speak about narcissistic women, a lot of the men that come to me, they either have a narcissistic mother or like are divorcing a narcissistic woman or breaking up with one or whatever. And it's, they're more likely to do the work. Um, and like they figure it out a bit faster, but I mean the results are very much like, sorry, the symptoms, like the
Yeah.
self-doubt, all that kind of stuff, it's like pretty much the same, men versus women. It's
Yeah.
and I just want to say, like, for men, it's very brave to even reach out for help because, there's that whole society of like, be a man, don't have emotions, da 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 da. So it's like, all my male clients, I appreciate you guys. And good for you for even reaching out for help to begin with, because that's already so hard to do.
100%. And that already tells me that you're probably not the bigger problem in your relationship. It's like the people that are seeking therapy and coaching, they're like the people that are on the other side are more than likely the ones that need more of the therapy and coaching. It's like you don't go to therapy, not always, but like there's that saying, most of the times you go to therapy to deal with the people in your life that won't go to therapy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I think our culture rewards and excuses different kinds of power. Like for men, if you have this like overt, like grandiose narcissism,
Hmm.
I think I think that we actually, as a culture, kind of praise that.
Yep, totally.
Like actors and politicians and just these like powerful people. Whereas with women,
Mm-hmm.
I think it comes out as kind of like an over sexualization sometimes, using your sexuality
Mm-hmm.
to control people or manipulate people, and
Totally.
that's also kind of accepted too.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes like you see it come out in different ways, but like you said, the core wounds, the core drivers of it are the same, but just because of the world that we live in, you're just going to see it a little bit differently, and you might not realize that it's actually something that's a problem or that
Exactly.
it's manipulative. And I think that men tend to externalize their wounds a little bit more with control, with ego, with dominance. And I think women internalize it. So it's like more so guilt and manipulation and emotional control, but still the same wound, just different packaging.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a it's a freaking disease, man.
Honestly, it's an epidemic.
It's an epidemic. And like, how do you respond when people say, oh, this word keeps going around all the time? You're just overusing narcissism. Like, I know what I say, but I'm curious what you say.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is like the people who have an issue with the word being used or say that it's overused, like, what are you trying to hide?
Correct. Correct. The call is coming from inside the house.
Exactly. Like you don't see people like, I don't know, saying that kind of stuff on other, like if it was a page about sexual assault, like would people be saying that kind of shit? You know what I mean? So it's like narcissism has just this double standard, and it's part of the gaslighting. I think it's part of the abuse just on a grander scale where like just these randoms are going to say that it's, it's a buzzword, it's just a trend, whatever, but like for the people who have truly gone through it and are
Mhm.
truly looking for answers, it is not overused at all. Sure, there's bad actors out there who are like using it incorrectly, but that's not what our pages are about. So, like do some research for 5 minutes, look at more than one video and fucking figure it out. Otherwise, you're obviously part of the problem.
Totally. And like, my abuse is not a trend. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
my story is not a trend. Your story is not a trend. And like,
Exactly.
especially if you're speaking from experience, like, yeah, no, it's so wild when I hear that because I'm like, okay, like you don't get it. Like, are you new here?
Exactly. Either you don't get it or you are the problem.
Exactly. I'm like, if you are naive enough to think or to assume that this actually isn't happening, like keep living under that rock. Like I want to
Literally.
be dumb like you.
Exactly. It's like they're like flat earthers, basically. Like they wanna just make their own beliefs and whatever. Like, okay,
You do
just
you.
just go in your own little island and have your assumptions about the world.
Oh
We'll
my.
be here in touch with reality.
You live in your Delulu land, and
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead, go ahead.
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna ask me something.
Oh no, no.
I think what I've been hearing a lot too is like, how can you go into your next relationship and like make sure that one, you're not dating somebody who's still fitting into that same pattern, and two, that you're not bringing those bad behaviors into that. Like, I see you have a wedding ring and it's
Hmm.
pretty big, so I imagine that you're in a good relationship.
Very married.
Good. Oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, did you have like, was it hard for you in the beginning to date after all of like those relationships?
So I will share this story because I don't think I ever have. So for the first time, I did a little experiment right after my last narcissistic relationship. And like it was like the infancy of Tinder. So I went on like 25 first dates. Yeah, yeah. It was great. I got a lot of free dinners.
Oh, how chivalrous. I've had men that have not paid for me, so that's pretty
Oh
cool.
man. Right. And that can be sometimes a red flag, especially if it's like the first date, like you're trying to impress me. Okay. But and then I'm sure I'll get comments of like, oh, you're such a bitch, whatever, but whatever. Um
Let him do it.
I don't know how dating works in 2025, but this was like in the 2010s, so leave me alone. Might be a little old school here, but I basically went on a bunch of first dates and I tried to figure out if I could catch red flags. I wish I took notes because back then I never dreamt I'd be doing this today. And that could have been like just an epic course or something.
I'll
But
do it for you.
awesome. Exactly. Amazing. 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 Inspired by my experiment. And yeah, basically the ones that I thought were narcissists, I kind of split them in half. And with half of them, I was like playing hard to get. And with the other half of them, I was like not overbearing, but like, let's see if like if I'm a little more excited about this, how they'll react. And I was right every fucking time. Like I figured it out, and then I just like deleted Tinder altogether because like the last date that I went on was just
Yeah.
it, he actually we went for coffee and it was ridiculous. Like, and he was absolutely a narcissist, and like the red flags were there like the moment I saw him face to face, and he it was coffee. Okay, so like $2. And I he only had a 20. I had a toonie, which is a $2 coin in Canada.
Aw,
People don't know what that is, apparently.
I'm learning so
Um,
much.
right? And he actually took my toonie for this bill for the coffee, and he started saying about like women's rights and how it's like insulting to women to not let them pay for themselves because they've worked so hard to get rights. And I was like, wow, okay. So that was wild. And then after the date, he messages me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It gets worse.
Keep going.
After the date, like a few hours later, he messages me on Tinder. Thank God we had never like exchanged numbers. And he messages me to say that like he forgot to tip the waiter. And
Damn.
I used to be a waitress and a bartender, so and we even had a conversation about how important tipping is. And I was like, all right, block. Like, I don't
Block.
need to know anything else about you. Like, we're good. And like, he was just, he was talking about like his dick on the date, saying how like girls say it's so pretty. And I'm like, oh my God, like this date needs to fucking end immediately. Like, I do not want to be here. This is ridiculous. This guy is so out to lunch. I know the red flags. I'm good. And then I just swore off men altogether. And then my husband appeared out of nowhere, and I didn't take him seriously whatsoever at first.
Mm.
I was really just like, whatever, I'm having fun. I don't know if he even likes me because he wasn't love bombing me. And then here we are married for 8 years.
Aw. I like how you said that you didn't know that
Yeah.
you liked him because he wasn't love bombing you.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know
Wow.
he liked me. I thought he just wanted to be my friend, and he always laughs at me about that now.
That's so beautiful. It's like I
Oh,
think it's so important to have that foundation though, because if you
yeah.
just go in like hot and heavy, like
That's a
there's
red flag.
just it's a total red flag. And I haven't had I have this 3 month rule now, guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, and
Important.
nobody's really made it past the 3 month
Yeah.
since my last
That's the bad. I had
relationship.
a 3 month rule too.
And I think it's actually genius. I think every girl should do it.
Yeah.
Like if you're dating right now, because one, dating is scary, especially as a woman. Like
Yeah.
I just don't fully trust men, nor and I think that's a good thing, you know. Like
Yeah.
I'll trust you once you earn it.
Yeah. Of
Um,
course.
but like I same thing. This guy, like he took me out on a date, and he was talking. He's talking about how big his dick was, whole time.
What is up
He's
with that? Like, for guys to even bring that up, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And they're like, oh my God. He was like, oh, I have a motorcycle. Girls really like riding on my motorcycle because it feels like a giant vibrator. And I was like, I literally go, that is the craziest thing I've ever fucking heard. Like, you should never repeat that on a
Yeah,
first date ever again.
like, that is not the line.
That is not cute. I have left in the middle of first dates. And you guys
Yeah,
would probably think I'm crazy for that. I'm
no,
like, I'm
proud
not
of you.
vibing with this. Like,
Yeah,
then when I offered to pay for half of that dinner, he let me.
yeah, yep.
What?
That's
When
weird.
girls
Yeah,
offer, you're supposed to say no.
exactly. At least for the first date. Like, call me old fashioned, but like, what?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Once we're dating and once we're like, we can split things, that's totally fine. But
Yeah,
first date, come
yeah,
on.
like, try to impress me.
No, exactly. Somebody said I would rather stay single. Yes, Sherry, I
Yeah.
agree. I would rather
Yeah.
stay single for as long as I
Yeah.
have to and not deal with
Literally.
somebody.
Exactly. Exactly. And like the way I started to see it, like after that final breakup, it was like, I am gonna stay single and I'm gonna have so much fucking fun. And the only way I'll consider a relationship is if the guy makes it more fun than being single.
Totally. If you are a big addition to my life,
Yeah.
then I'm about it. But if I have to put in the effort to see you, if I have to wait days to hear from you, no,
Hell no.
no, no. I'm happy. I don't want to be alone forever, but I won't settle just yet. And I think like
Exactly. Good.
I was always very quick to like have people meet my parents and my family, which I think was something that I shouldn't have done because I feel like it creates this connection in my head. I was like, okay, I want them to like suss them out for me and see if they like them. But it creates this connection because like
Yeah.
you look back and you're like, okay, they've met my parents, they've met my family, like we can go
Hmm.
forward in this. But now that's part of my 3 month rule is no meeting friends, no meeting family for those 90 days, no
Good.
sleepovers, no being
Good.
intimate, and
Probationary period.
probationary period, of course. If we have a date, it's supposed to be like a 3 4 hour date, that's all we do.
Yeah.
Doesn't extend it, a lunch date doesn't extend into dinner, doesn't extend
Exactly.
to a sleepover. I'm like,
Boundaries.
it's guys, dating me is, it's not easy.
We should do like a workshop on dating.
I love that. I love that. I
I
mean, I
think
don't
it
know
would
if
be
I'm the
so
best
good.
person to ask, but
What?
I don't know if I'm the best person to ask, but
No, I think it's everything you're saying. This is part of the workshop.
you're right. You're totally right. And it's like
Literally.
normalize being alone because I
Yeah.
think like a lot of the times we're so afraid of being alone that we kind of just will latch on to whoever makes us feel
Yeah.
less alone.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. And
and
have realistic expectations, right? Like, I don't know, like for me, just because I'm married, it doesn't mean I don't do things alone, right? Like there's certain things I'm not going to drag my husband to. So it's like you have to find your own independence outside of a couple. And like the most important relationship you're ever going to have, I tell my clients all the time, is the one you have with yourself. So that has to be like solidified and good, not like before you can consider somebody else. Like
yeah,
yes and no, like I don't want to say you have to love yourself before someone else can love you. You know, you can, I didn't start my healing journey till like 2 years into being married. So because
wow.
I didn't know there was a healing journey, but
Yeah.
somehow I didn't bring the bullshit into that. And like he saw videos of my mom being psychotic, so he believed me at least. But you know, it's very like work on the relationship you have with you first before bothering with someone else because people are exhausting at the end of the day. And you have to like take care of yourself because no one else will. And then happy bonus if you find someone who compliments you, doesn't complete you, and you know, it's yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
No, you're
I'm just rambling.
100%. No, I love your rambles. They're perfect.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, you have to show somebody how to treat you. Because
Yeah,
if they see that, oh, she takes care of herself, um, she says no when she doesn't want something, they're not going to continue to push your boundaries.
exactly.
Because I feel like with me, I would say yes to things that I wanted to say no to. And then
Mhm.
if you're doing that with the wrong person, they will continue to push and
Yep,
push and push. What else can I get her to do? What's her breaking point? So if
exactly.
you show people early on that your no means no,
Yep.
they're gonna respect you. Hopefully, if you're
Yeah.
with
And
if
if
you're
they
with
don't, then that's the red flag. That's where you run.
totally, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, we okay, guys. Workshop incoming.
Yeah.
Adriana and I are gonna do a dating workshop, and so I will take one for the team. I will go on the dates. I'll take notes. I'll be like with my little
Notes.
glasses, like
Amazing. Amazing.
except I actually haven't been on a date in a long time just because
Yeah. Because you don't need
I'm
to.
loving being
Yeah.
by myself.
Yeah, enjoy it. Don't even start the experiment until you're ready to. Like, enjoy not going on dates.
It's pretty great. It's pretty awesome. And like, what do you think about like ending a relationship and then going immediately into a next one? Do you feel like there's any rhyme or reason there? I think it can work for some people, but like I'm curious what your thoughts are
Yeah,
around that.
I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like, especially if you've been in a narcissistic relationship, like take at least 6 months to a year or something, right? Like
At least, yeah.
minimum 6 months, just to kind of like find yourself and like become your own best friend kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, because if you rush into a relationship, it's like you're probably dealing with a narcissist. You know what I mean? Like if you just got out of something and then like the next person comes along and you tell them like I am not ready for a relationship and then they're like selling you on it,
Yeah.
that's probably a narcissist because like the right person will just if they like you enough they'll be patient or move on, and you know if it's meant to be it's meant to be, if it's not meant to be then it's not. Like there's billions of people on this planet, you will find somebody. But the thing with narcissists, they kind of make you feel like this is your only shot at love and you're never going to be happy if you don't be with me or whatever.
Yes.
And that's a red flag. Like that is the type of person you want to run for the fucking hills as fast as possible for. And then I found also a lot of narcissists, like they're like serial monogamy. So like they'll jump from relationship to relationship to
Yeah.
relationship. And that's kind of part of their strategy because it's like they kind of want you to find out that they're dating somebody right away and they won. But in reality, it's like they don't know. Like they didn't win anything and they're just putting on a show and love bombing this new person
Yeah.
to make you feel like shit about yourself and make you think that, oh, thanks to you now they know how to treat somebody. But it's they're gonna start treating them like shit again because eventually, because remember how nicely they treated you at the beginning, right? So it's
Exactly.
just stay single 6 months, just 2 seasons, you can do it.
2 seasons, you can do it. No, it's so true. Like their behavior doesn't change. It might be a new person. It might be, the details might be different, but like you said, they're only going to show the highlight reel too. So whatever you're seeing, it's probably because of social media. Like that's how you're able to keep tabs on them or whatever it is. But yeah, it doesn't change. I've actually seen that it gets worse with age for the
Yeah.
most
Oh
part.
yeah. Oh gosh.
Narcissism specifically. Like
Yeah.
there are some like cluster B personality types or personality disorders where you can like go through therapy. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would say if you're holding out hope that the narcissist is going to change,
They don't.
you're going to be waiting a long time.
Yeah, they do not. My mom got worse as she got older. She also gave me the glare on her deathbed, so they don't change. They literally don't change.
Oh, that's awful. Oh my gosh. She's like, I'm taking this one to the
Yeah.
grave,
Oh yeah.
literally.
Oh, she took it all to the grave with her. Like no, and she was like actively dying. Like she couldn't talk. She looked past you, and then like the nurse was right beside me when she gave me like the dead eyes glare, like that look of just disdain and hatred, and her eyes turned black. And the nurse was like, "Holy shit, is that what your childhood was like?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I understand the estrangement. I am so sorry you had to go through that." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." The
Oh
first
my
medical
god.
person to like validate anything because they were all like, "Oh, that's your mother."
Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, like you said, like yes, it is your mom, but people should say the same thing to her. Hey, that's your daughter.
Yeah,
Like treat her like
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
There's this like, oh, you respect your mother. Yeah, but it is a two-way street when you think about it.
Exactly.
It should be.
Exactly. There's a lot of shitty people on this planet with reproductive organs. Just because someone's a mother, it does not mean anything.
100%. And just because they had a bad childhood or they had a traumatic past, that does not
No.
justify treating people poorly. It explains it, but
Yep.
it doesn't give them the green light. Hey, I had traumas. I don't treat people like that.
No.
Like, and I'm not
Exactly.
perfect, but like, it's not an excuse. It's so nice.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, did I have behaviors I'm not proud of in my 20s and my teens,
Oh,
etc.? Absolutely. I'm not proud of a lot of my behavior when I was
sure.
before my frontal lobe sealed up there. But at the end of the day, did I go out of my way to abuse people and destroy them? Absolutely not.
Right.
So, plenty of people are traumatized, but they're not going around trying to sabotage other people.
100%. And like, yeah, I turned into a really shitty version of myself at the end of that relationship. Like I was yelling. I was just like I was kind of a monster, honestly.
Yeah,
Like I just kind of turned into them
Yeah.
at the end of that relationship, and I was like,
You
oh
were
my God,
traumatized, right? You were
totally.
literally having the most appropriate human reaction you could to the trauma.
You're totally right. And people have breaking points. Mother
Yes.
Teresa has a breaking point. Put Mother
Yes.
Teresa in a relationship with my ex, and she would be throwing hands. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. 1,000%.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah. Guys, this is gonna have to be around two, three,
yeah.
four.
Yeah.
Like, this is just,
Yeah. I know you have a call soon, so we'll
this
wrap
is
up, but
amazing.
we
Oh,
definitely need to do this again.
this is so much fun. And like,
Aw.
we'll answer questions next time. I think we
Yeah,
got so
next time.
excited, which is just talking with each other.
Exactly. We were too excited, but next time, keep an eye out. We'll randomly come live and we'll answer
Aw,
questions.
thank you. So much love for you.
Likewise, it was so great
Oh,
to meet you.
so great meeting you. So great meeting you.
Aw.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.